differentiated instruction or research basis. With contemporary classrooms becoming increasingly diverse, educational authorities, teachers, and school administrators are looking to teaching and learning strategies that cater for a variety of learning profiles. A paradigm that is gaining ground in many educational circles is differentiated instruction. This model proposes a rethinking of the structure, management, and content of the classroom, inviting participants within the learning context to become engaged in the process, to the benefit of all. While the model has been accepted as said to work, there remains room for theoretical support to give it momentum. A recent comprehensive analysis of literature in this area examines this model within the context of increasing academic diversity. This paper, therefore, seeks to synthesize the researchers supporting a shift to a new exemplar for modern education, and in so doing, shed light on rational supporting differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction, curriculum differentiation. Introduction. Current educational trends across the globe reflect significant changes in student populations from 2 or 3 decades ago. The inclusion of students from non-English speaking backgrounds, students with disabilities, students from diverse culture backgrounds, and students on accelerated programs compel educators to relook at their teaching and instructional practices. The homogeneity of the yesteryear has been replaced by widespread diversity. However, in many contexts, teachers do not appear to have adjusted their methods to keep abreast of these trends. This paper begins with the presentation of the grounded learning theory to support the move to differentiated instruction. Following on from this, attention is focused on the factors that intensify a shift in instructional practice. Finally, the differentiated instruction model is presented as a response to addressing learner variance. Search procedure. Databases include ERIC, ProQuest, Australian Educational Index, British Educational Index, CBCA, Family Canadian Education Index, EG's Research Online, Educational Thesis Database, Educational Thesis Database, Expanded Educational Academic, SAP, PsycInfo will search for articles, books, and further publications on differentiated instruction. In addition, reference lists from various books, previous literature reviews, and reports were preserved for further references. Furthermore, brochures, information, flyers, and bulletins released by Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, ASCD, a key player in advocating a shift to differentiation, were searched for additional references. For the purpose of this paper, only research studies dealing with differentiated instruction over the last 25 years from 1980 to 2005 were included. Articles were included in this review if they made pertinent reference to the model of differentiated instruction. Articles which dealt with other aspects of teaching and learning were excluded. This strategy allowed for more intensive pursuit of research in this field. Given that the model of differentiated instruction is relatively new, attempts are made to draw as many references into the discussion, despite efforts to ensure comprehensive and exhaustive review of literature relating to differentiating instruction. This analysis cannot be complete. This is a dynamic field which is amended regularly, and the contributions from across the globe keep this model fluid. The differentiated instructional model draws most attention from United States, with key players contributing to full through textbooks and guides. However, the strategy is gaining in popularity in many countries, including Australia. Context and purpose of the study. While differentiation is acknowledged to be compelling and effectual means of reconstructing traditional classroom to include students of diverse ability, interests, and learning profiles, philosophy is lacking in empirical validation. Currently, a great deal has been forwarded with regard to theory, with a decided gap in the literature regarding the use and effectiveness of differentiated methods in practice. The model does, however, draw a great deal of support, and proof of which can be found in the plethora of testimonials, anecdotes, and classroom examples available through a multitude of websites and publications dealing with differentiation. All reports equals promising outcomes. Still to be decided, however, is whether teachers have reconstructed their teaching, being conscious of this wealth of information presented on differentiation. The study attempts to synthesize the research and a rational understanding and differentiated instruction model. Previous studies and investigations in this field have investigated factors including student diversity, learning style, brain research, and multiple intelligences as dynamics propelling the shift to differentiation. While this paper draws attention to key features, it also prevents further investigation. Conceptual framework. Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory of learning. Several educationalists, researchers, and school administrators view the social constructive learning theory endangered by Russian psychologist Vygotsky, 1896 to 1934, as essential to instructional enhancement, classroom change, and redevelopment. Blanton, Flem, Moyen, and Goodwood Store, Goldframe, Kersley, Rideau, and Debac, Rudian, Goldenberg, Gallimore, Schomburg, Magalimo, Tarp, Gallimore, socioculture theory drawing on the work of Vygotsky, and later which has significant application for teaching, schooling, and education. Tarp, Gallimore. This theory is based on premise that individual learner must be studied within a particular social and cultural context. Such situation is necessary for development of higher order functions, and such functions can only be acquired and cultivated following social interactions. Blanton, Rideau, Debac, Rudian, Schomburg, and Maillard. Social interaction is therefore fundamental to development of cognition. Furthermore, as a departure from other theories regarding cognition, Vygotsky's theory views education as an ongoing process, not a product. Riedel and Debac, 1999. The zone of proximal development. Vygotsky's notion of the zone of proximal development as central position of this theory refers to a level of development attained when learners engage in social behavior. Riedel and Debac cite Vygotsky as defining the zone of proximal development as a distance between actual development level and level of potential development. Hence, the zone of proximal development (PD) links that which is known to what is unknown. In order to develop the PD zone of proximal development, learners must actively interact socially with the knowledgeable adults or capable peers. A student can only progress to ZPD and consequently independently learning if he or she is first guarded by teacher or expert. Blanton, Kiesley, Riedel, and Reader. Accordingly, responsive instruction acknowledges of God the learner already knows before a new skill is taught or new knowledge introduced. McGillivray and Reader. The learner's skill can only be extended and enriched through meaningful adult direction, Blanton, Riedel, and Reader. The teacher's role becomes one of purposeful instruction, a mediator of activities and substantial different experiences, allowing the learner to attain his or her zone of proximal development. Furthermore, to this, Vygotsky perceives language and speech as tools used by humans to meditate their social environments. Thank you, Muhammad.